Hello everyone, I am Muhammad Alarifi. Hi Professor Sarah. We're going to talk here about the digital divide for disabled people. So we're going to start now our presentation. Here the topic, it's about the digital divide about the disabled people. First we're going to talk about the definition of about the key points, the definition about the key points. Then after that we're going to describe the problem in the countries and in social media, and what government have done to solve these problems. And here like a short introduction about the digital divide for disabled people. And here this guy's name is Jim, and he's given us a good definition about the digital divide. Let's watch.
Call this exclusion the digital divide. And I am here today to talk to you and introduce that topic to you, and to show you the plan that we have for making it a thing of the past. Now I want to use this image of the London Underground to help us visualize the digital divide. The London Underground is made up of several elements. The train that takes us back and forth between our destinations, the platform where you stand to access the train, and the gap. And that's the space in between the platform and the train. Mind the gap. There's actually a life lesson there. Now, for the purpose of this discussion, what I'd like us to do is to imagine for the moment that the train is the digital world, and the platform is how we access it. Now, there are two types of people standing on that platform. Those who can get on the train, and those who cannot. Those people that can get on the train, they have the necessary skill and knowledge and economic ability to do so. For them, it's just a simple matter of walking over the gap and getting on the train. For those people who cannot get on the train, they don't have the skill or knowledge or economic ability to do so. For them, the gap is already way too wide to try to cross. And so, they're left standing on the platform. This is the digital divide.
Thank you, Jim. Now we're going to move on to the definition of the key point. First, we're going to talk about the digital divide. What is the digital divide? And we found like it's from the 90s. It didn't change. It's talking about that people who cannot access the internet or reach it. Not only the internet, but even though like the TVs or radio. And here like a picture describing the digital divide. The other key point is that the disability, people like who have like mental or physical disability, they call it like disabled people, and we took it from this article, and this is a small picture from me and my son, and he's disabled. Now we're gonna move on to the third thing. It's about the digital inclusion, and it's the same thing like digital divide, but it have another name. And now we're going to talk about what precious about this kind of group of people. I mean, there's people, they are brothers, sisters, son, so they are very precious, to other some people. They want to, I mean, help them. And this is a small video about my son, and he's trying to open his favorite son on the YouTube. Let's watch. And he really need help with it. What's this? Yusuf? What's this? What? He's trying to open his favorite song, but he couldn't. This is mobile? Let's move on. And here we're gonna talk about the digital divide in Australia. You can see here about the digital divide, the Australian Digital Inclusion Index. It's published in 2019, and it's given us like a very serious number about the digital divide in Australia. in the state in Australia, like Victoria, New South Wales, how is the numbers for who disabled people who are suffering from the digital divide. And here even the good it's an article, it's the good guys, the good things in foundation in Australia is talking about like 25% of the disabled people are suffering from the digital divide. And here other kinds of people, other group of people, like the extent between them, like the disability, they are suffering from the digital divide. Let's move on to the digital divide in Europe. And there is really a huge number, like in Poland, there are 33% of the disabled people are suffering from the digital divide. In Sweden, even there is a huge number disabled people that are suffering from the digital. And even in the UK, there is 60% of the disabled people who are suffering from the digital divide from age 15 to 60 years old. And this is like a figure describing the problem. And here we're going to talk about the digital divide in social media from the different countries. And you know that Twitter, it's a very powerful social media platform. Let's see the video. Let's move on now to how does this digital divide impact those their life. I mean, the disabled people who he's like a normal person. He suffer from that any kind that he suffer. If the normal person he have digital divide, he have the same affection that on his life. He will be not easily to celebrate with other person. I mean, now it's everything, now it's on the internet. Like if you want someone to study, or if you want to do business, everything now is in the internet. And even he will be maybe from suffer from isolation, and he cannot experience new invention, and even he maybe got jealous or angry from the normal people because he is suffering from the digital divide. Let's move on to and these numbers about the digital divide for disabled people in healthcare or in education, and what numbers that they can access the website or the mobile devices. And you can see the numbers are very low. Let's move on to how the government how they can solve this problem. We found that nothing too much has been done to solve this problem. Only they develop the facilities with speak to help the blinded people, so they can speak rather than the write if they cannot write, if they cannot see. And another website here in Australia, the participant in Australia, they're doing some training for how to use the internet and that's the conclusion. We address the problem and we make a definition about the key points, and finally we found that really nothing much to do about the digital divide. What I hope and what I wish, I hope a better service for this kind of people. Maybe this technology maybe will cover something about their digital divide and help them, that you can communicate with other people, tell them what they need, understand them. Really, they really need more help. Thank you so much.